Hi, and welcome to Storytime with Shane Onyou. Another edition, Pride Edition still. We'll be doing Pride Editions all this month. So I got my Pride colors on. I'm all happy. And I got let's just see if you can see this behind me. Oh, you can't really tell what it is, but it's a cloud with a rainbow neon light. A new addition to the drag pit. It's too bad you can't see it. I'll figure that out for next time. Anyways, let's get into story time. So, as you know, if you've been with me before, we always start with a land acknowledgement, and the land acknowledgement that I do for story time is is from the Calgary Public Library, and it's written by Kelly Morningbull. Kelly Morningbull. There we go. Said that better. So, here we go. All right. So today we acknowledge our Treaty 7 friends. Hold up your 7 fingers. Where Blackfoot once met on Elbows Bend. Soon came the Satina from the Beaver clan. And then get your beaver tail slapping. And the Stony Nakota from the mountain land. Last but not least, the Métis from Region 3. We are all treaty people here in Calgary. All right. So thank you for joining. If there's any kids out there, put your names up. I'll give you a shout out. Say hi. Anybody wants to give a shout out, you can make a comment. If you're finding it glitchy on Facebook, you can go to YouTube and follow my YouTube channel. And on that note, if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be great. A lot of assistance. So let's get to it. Here we go. Starting out with a new book today. And this one is called I Love You. And it's a keepsake book, storybook collection about I love you. So let's see what the first one is all about. The first one is called I Love You Because You're You by Liza Barker and David McPhail. I love you when you're happy and grinning from ear to ear. I love you when you're sleepy and want to snuggle near. I love you when you're silly and dancing round and round. I love you when you're frightened and hear a scary sound. I love you when you're bashful and hide behind my knee. Look at that. I got bashful yesterday. It was way too peoply and I got all nervous. And thank goodness Angelina was there because I just clinged on to Angelina and it was like, thank you for saving my panic attack, Angelina. I love you when you're brave from my arms you flee. Brave's a good thing. I love you when you're curious and searching from here to there. I love you when you're proud, your head held high in the air. Uh-oh, pages are sticking together. I love you when you're sick and need to rest in bed. I love you when you're frisky and standing on your head. I love you when you're sad and need a kiss and a hug. I love you when you're playful and rolling on the rug. I love you when you're angry and cross your arms and pout. I love you when you're wild and yell and scream and shout. I love you any way you feel, no matter what you do. I love you any way you are. I love you because you're you. The end. So there's 4 more of those stories in this collection. So next Sunday we'll start off with I love you too. So we'll see what that's all about. All right. Moving on to our next book. Thank you, thank you. A little bit I'm still sticking with the pride. I'm going to try and do as much pride theme throughout as I can do. Depending on my outfits, what I have. I'm not sure what I have. So thank you very much, Baron. Yeah, I'm going to try and do pride right till the end of the month, whether it be clothing or accessories or whatever. But yeah, so today it's one of my disco pride shirts. So it's nice and flashy. And then I don't know if you can see the neon cloud above me, but it has a rainbow in it too. I wish you could see it better, but that's okay. All right, moving on to book number 2. Fairly new one to my collection. Very, very good read. Here we go. It's called She's My Dad by Sarah Savage and Jules Garcia. Hi, my name is Minnie, and I'm 6 years old, and I love kittens more than anything in the world. Did you know that it takes a whole year for a kitten to become a cat? I did not know that. Tracy Pilkey. Well, hello, hello, hello. How you doing, my friend? If you're still there. Loving the rainbow flags, Baron. Good to see you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. You are a loyal fan, and I thank you for that. It means the world. All right. So there's the picture. It takes a whole year for a kitten to become a cat. The second thing I love more than anything in the world is my dad. Every day we make breakfast together and get ready to go out. Don't forget to brush your teeth, Minnie. Look at that. Today's the perfect day after story time to get back out in that sun if you're not already out there watching it outside. Today, we are helping out at the Cat Rescue Center. Dad says it is important to help others, so we come every Saturday morning to help clean up. I am in charge of kitten cuddles. Kitten cuddles? I want that job. I want that job. Afterwards, we get ready to go to Grandpa's birthday party. Dad and I take turns painting each other's nails. Oh, didn't I tell you? My dad is a she. My dad's name is Haley. She used to be a he, but now she's a she. Last year, she did this thing called transition. She grew her hair long, painted her nails in bright colors, and started wearing different clothes. When she told me about transition, it sounded a bit scary at first, but she said, I will always be your dad, and I will always love you very much. So this made me feel better. Dad changed her name to Haley and asked me to use pronouns she and her instead of he and him. Sometimes I call her Dad, and sometimes I call her Haley. She likes both. Dad smiles and laughs a lot more now, so I am happy too. As part of her transition, Dad went to the hospital to have surgery. When we went to visit her, I made her a card and gave her my favorite teddy bear to cuddle. It's very thoughtful of Minnie. Though Haley's outsides might have changed, inside she's still my dad. Look at her pretty nails. Look at their nails. They look, all sorts of colors. Rainbow, right? Yeah, this book is a fave of mine too, bro. Love it. We have to hurry to get to Grandpa's house. We're late. Look at that. Woo! Look at Minnie's shirt. Isn't that just the coolest shirt? I love it. Good rainbow stripes. Happy birthday, Grandpa! Look at that. Rainbows everywhere. Yes. My favorite cousin is here. I like her because her name is Kat. Right? Of course. Kat's dad is my Uncle Mark. He gives Daddy and me a great big hug and tells me to hurry up and wash for dinner. I really like this family. I love family dinners. Everybody is here. I sit next to Kat because she doesn't like birthday cake icing, and she shares it with me. Love it. Dad is telling everybody a funny story. Even Grandpa is laughing at her silly jokes. Kat laughs and says to me, Minnie, I really like Haley. He's so funny. No, not he. My dad is a she, I say to Kat. It makes her feel sad when people use the wrong pronouns. It makes me feel sad too because I love my dad very much. Oh, I'm sorry, Kat says. I didn't mean to hurt you or Haley. It's okay. I know you didn't mean to, I say. I did the same too when Dad started her transition. It took me a while to get used to it. But now when anyone asks about Haley, I loudly and proudly say, she's my dad. The end. So there's some great questions at the end. Everything from what pronouns does Haley's dad use? Why is Minnie upset with her cousin Kat? Why is it important to use the right pronouns when speaking about someone? What should you do if you refer to someone by the wrong pronouns? If you do not know what pronouns someone uses, why is it important to ask? When someone asks Minnie about Haley, why do they loudly and proudly say, or what do they loudly and proudly say? So what are some of the reasons? Okay, so for the first question, pronouns did Haley's dad use? He, him? Why was Minnie upset with Kat? Because she used the wrong pronouns? Why is it important to use the right pronouns when speaking about someone? Do you know why? Because it's the proper thing, and that's how you identify people, and if that's how they want to be identified, you should be using those. It's the right thing to do. Why should you do, or what should you do if you refer to someone by the wrong pronouns? That's a good question. You should correct yourself, and if you're unsure, you should always ask, right? If you're trying and you ask, that is the most important thing. So when someone asks Minnie about Haley, why do they loudly and proudly say, or what do they? And they say, she's my dad. And they say it because they love them. Right? All right. Moving on to book number 3. Another great book. What a great book. Yes, absolutely. And Tracy, if you tune in every week, all of my books are about inclusion and about acceptance and everything from learning about gender identity. So there's lots of great books out there for kids, and they're even a great way for adults to broach the conversation with their children. So moving on to our next book. I got 2 great ones, and they're all great. And the last one, it has to do with pride, so stick around for the last one. Next book is called Princess Kevin, and it's by Michael Escoffier and Roland I don't even know how to say that last name, so I'm not going to try, but there it is right there. Right there. Sometimes I can say it, but this time I can't for whatever reason. Some days your mouth just doesn't work as easily as it does other days. I know that for a fact. All right, let's find out about Princess Kevin. Today, one of my favorite days is costume day at school. Everyone thinks Kevin will go as a knight or a cowboy or a superhero. All great costumes. But Kevin is a princess. People might laugh, but he doesn't care. Kevin is a princess, and that is that. He's borrowed a dress and a pair of high heels and some jewelry from his sister and some lipstick from his mom. And now he's Princess Kevin and knows his costume looks good. When you wear a costume, the whole point is to become something totally different. Otherwise, it makes no sense to dress up in the first place. Loving the crown. Anyway, who said only girls can dress up like princesses? Not me. I've never said that. The girls in his class can dress up as knights and cowboys. If they can do what they want, so can Kevin. I agree. I totally agree. 100%. Speaking of knights, Kevin is quite eager to find one. A princess without a knight is just not as cool. A knight would really complete the look. You see a knight in there anywhere? All the other costumes in there? Great costumes. Oh, loving them. The problem is that none of the knights want to hold his hand. They have this strange idea that boys shouldn't wear pink. It's like they think it's contagious. And knights are supposed to be brave. These ones are a bunch of chickens. At least Kevin isn't the only one having a hard time with his costume. Take Chloe. She's supposed to be a dragon, but let's be honest. She looks like a sock. No, I am not a sock. I am a dragon, says Chloe. Her dad made her costume, but it's clear he's not very artistic. He tried, though. I'm sorry, Chloe. You look really nice. Just a little bit like a sock, said Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. You look very nice in that dress. Kevin blushes and hopes that Chloe doesn't notice under all the makeup. Look at that. I think Chloe's a good friend. Kevin is starting to find that looking this good is hard work. These high heels are very tricky to walk in. How do princesses put up with it with these things? It's torture. I've tried. It is hard work. I don't know how some people do it. I can do it. It's just hard. Kevin's shoes made him wobbly, which makes him get tangled up in his dress, which is too long in the first place, which makes him nearly fall over, which makes him grab Chloe's hand. It's all getting very embarrassing. Maybe this isn't the perfect costume after all. See over here? See? There he is. It's a good thing Chloe was there. By the time the show has ended and the class photo has been taken, Kevin has had enough of being a princess. He's done. Done like dinner. The problem is, he can't get out of the costume. Don't worry, I'll help you. Oh, Kevin, you've got to learn a lot before you can be a real princess, giggles Chloe. You must be joking. I don't want to be a real princess. It's way too complicated. Next year, I'm keeping it simple, Kevin says. What do you think he's going to do for next year? Let's find out. I'm going to be a mermaid. Yeah, because that's simple. Try walking with a fin instead of heels. I don't know. The end. Princess Kevin. All these books are available at your bookstores. You can get them at bookstores. You can also, a lot of them rent at your local public library. I know we have a big selection here in Calgary because I read Storytimes, which I am doing next Saturday. So go sign up on Calgary Public Library for Reading with Royalty, where myself and Slamda Book Down will be reading together for Reading with Royalty virtually through the Calgary Public Library. Go check that out. Always fun. Moving on to our last and very, very special book. And I'm probably going to read it again at the end of the month because you can't read this book enough during Pride Month. And if you don't know the story of it, you're about to learn. Here we go. Pride. A story of Harvey Milk and the Rainbow Flag by Rob Sanders and Steve Salerno. All right, here you go. Pay attention. This is great. One of my favorites. I love this book. Love this book. Here we go. You have to give them hope. Hope for a better world. Hope for a better tomorrow. In quotations. Harvey Milk was an ordinary man, but he had an extraordinary dream. That dream would change history. Harvey dreamed that everyone, even gay people, would have equality. He dreamed that he and his friends would be treated like everyone else. He dreamed that one day people would be able to live and love as they pleased. With his New York accent, which I can't do, Harvey talked to everyone about his dream. His voice boomed. His body bounced with energy and excitement. Some people listened. A few agreed. Most did not. But Harvey's big voice and his big dream wouldn't be stopped. He discovered the best way to change laws was to help make laws. In 1977, when I was 5 years old, woo, did I just date myself? Yeah, I did. I was 5. Harvey Milk took a big step towards that dream when he became one of the first openly gay people to be elected to the political office of the United States. Harvey and his friends planned marches to protest inequality and unfair laws. And just days before one of the marches, Harvey had an idea. A symbol, he thought. We need a symbol that shows who we are and how we feel. Something to carry during the march. Something to make people feel like they're a part of a community. Something to give people hope. Something extraordinary. Harvey knew an artist who could help, Gilbert Baker. Harvey asked. Gilbert said, "We need a flag." Volunteers arrived to help Gilbert's design come to life. Together they dipped fabric into large barrels filled with vivid, vibrant colors. They cut and pieced and sewed until Harvey, Gilbert, and the other activists had a flag. A flag with 8 colorful stripes. A flag that Harvey hoped would give hope. On June 25th, 1978, when it was time for the march, the breeze stirred up in San Francisco, the flag unfurled. Rights are won only by those who make their voices heard. The wind blew. The flag fluttered and flapped and flew. A rainbow as bright and unique as the men and women who walked behind it led the march. Harvey and the people asked for equality. They asked to be treated like everyone else. They asked to live and love as they pleased. They hoped the march would make a difference. Look at that flag. So beautiful. So beautiful. Harvey was proud of the flag and proud of himself. He hoped others would be proud too. And look at that. All walks of life were everywhere. 5 months later, on the morning of November 27th, 1978, Harvey and the mayor of San Francisco, George Moscone, were assassinated. Their lives were taken by a man who did not think like Harvey, or feel like him, or love like him. Here's the front pages of the newspaper. It was a sad day indeed. Sorry, I'm doing tech by myself today, so I'm just double checking here. The flag did not fly on that dark, sad night. Instead, thousands and thousands of people marched silently, carrying candles. You could see the candles all the way down the road. The candlelit wove through the streets of San Francisco, up and down the hills and around the city buildings. A mile of glowing candlelight in honor of 2 lives lost. That could have been the end of Harvey's dream and the colorful flag, but it wasn't. More rainbow flags were created. Some of the colors changed. 8 stripes became 6 stripes. But the meaning of the flag did not change. It was a flag of equality. More and more people began to think of the flag as their flag, and they began to feel pride. They began to have hope. See that? Hope. Written in rainbow flags. Hope is a powerful thing. Here we go. In 1994, 3 years after I graduated from high school, Gilbert Baker designed another rainbow flag. This one was larger than all the rest. Women and men, side by side, carried the flag, a proud, mile-long rainbow floating through New York City. The flag wove through the streets, up and down the avenues and boulevards, and around the city buildings. The people demanded equality. They demanded to be treated like everyone else. They demanded to live and love as they please. They were proud. They had hope. They would make a difference. I ask for the movement to continue, for the movement to grow, and it still grows. More rainbow flags were made. Some were printed on bumper stickers and t-shirts. Others were hoisted onto lampposts on Halsted Street in Chicago. One was hung in the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. Soon, the rainbow flag was flying in other countries like Brazil, England, Israel, Russia, Singapore, and Turkey. The rainbow flag now unfurled on farms, in suburbs, and in cities. The flag flew proudly outside public buildings, hotels, shops, restaurants, churches, and homes. And once, on June 26, 2015, the White House was awash with the colors of the rainbow flag. Look at that. Equality, pride, hope, love. Harvey's dream became a flag for us all. The end. You have to give them hope. Very great book. And for those of us out there paying attention, pride is, was, and will always be a protest. Until everyone is equal, all human beings, pride will not be just a celebration. It will be what it always has been, a protest. Yes, that's my rant for today. Coming up closer to the end of the month, I was interviewed on a YouTube channel of a friend of mine who's a politician, local politician running in Alberta, called The Breakdown. I will share that link when it does come up and everything. So I did a follow-up interview. He interviewed me a year ago, and we did a follow-up Pride interview. And it's coming out soon. I'd love for you all to watch it. And I will share that link when it comes out. Got some shows coming up. The one show that I do have in August, apparently my all ages brunch, will be the only all ages brunch until we work on some more sort of venues things, is sold out. But I will have shows coming up. Plus, on this Sunday, a special virtual Father's Day special with me and some local performers, myself and some local performers who've been doing this for 3 or 4 months now, putting on a show every month just to stay sane and to get ourselves to challenge ourselves and do stuff. So tune in for that, 8 o'clock this Sunday. It's going to be great. I know Baron's got a video there. I've got a video there. Andy Social. We've got Sarah Problem. We've got some names I can't say on here because this is story time. But yeah, check it out. Give it a follow. The event will be up on Monday, so tomorrow. And you can see the performance. Angelina Starchild, myself, lots of great names in the show. Check it out. Give me a like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube. It really helps out. If you can make a monetary donation, it is scrolling across the bottom where you can do that. Don't feel obligated to do that. Thank you, Baron. But please share this far and wide. Tell your friends about Storytime. I'm going to try and keep this going as long as I can. I don't have a lot of viewers, but I do have a lot of people that go and view it afterwards. So if you'd like to see videos that I've already done, go to my YouTube channel. Lots of story times, as well as some drag kings and drag queen performances on there. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for story time. But yeah, come see my shows and check out Calgary Public Library for Reading with Royalty. Thanks. Love you guys. Peace out.